Hello guys, today I'm going to recreate this 3D scan on the left uh, using the tool called Curve on Mesh in the Surface Workbench. So hope you enjoy the tutorial. Okay, so you can download this FreeCAD file in the video description. So in here I have a HTML file is a scan mesh that is scanning the real object, and you can see above the surface we still have so many bumps, some very small bump in here, and also we lost the data down here, but I already position it to the center, and you can see now this object, the big shape is circle, and we will think about revolve. Okay, revolve around the z-axis. So first we need to generate a line that cover the basic shape of this big form, and we will revolve it to generate the basic shape. And from there, when we have the basic shape, we will generate some holes in here and generate some secondary details. So in order to find the basic line, I'm going to use a tool in the Surface Workbench. So I'm going to do the Surface Workbench. In the Surface Workbench, I have the tool called Curve on Mesh. So if I click on it, I have a menu and many options here, but I don't care about the setting first, so I will keep it default first. I'm going to click on the star to begin, and as you can see, my cursor just changed, and I can start moving it inside the mesh. Okay, and if I click on one point on the mesh, and then I click on, for example, here, and I right click and hit create, and you can see the tool just generate the curve that is around the object. And I don't need this curve, so I will select the curve and I will delete it. I'm going to start again, click on the star, and for example I start from this point. Okay, as you can see, and I click on this point to the end, to about here, and I right click on it and I go to create, and I close this one. I hide the mesh, and as you can see, I have a nice curve following around the object. And if I go to the top view, I go to the Product Workbench and go to the Revolve, and I want to revolve it in the z-axis. Click OK. The surface generated is not very good surface, and we can make it better by click on here and go to the view and set it to 0.01, and you can see the surface is now much better. And we also have some small bump in here, but if I show the mesh and I hide the revolve, and you can see because in here I need to have a line in here. Okay, when I revolve, I need to have a line in here, and I also need a line in here, and another line in here, and another line in here. So basically, instead of revolve in one big surface, I want to I want my result is the combination of many faces. Okay, so instead of showing like this, I will delete the revolve and delete the spy. I don't want that. I go back to the surface. And the surface, go to the tool and click on the star. And because from the center to about here, I want one line. So I click on here, and then I click on the somewhere in here, as you can see, and I right click on it, go to create, and we have one small line here. Okay, and you can see this curve over here is the fillet, and I want my line is somewhere in here. I don't want it to touch the center line. Okay, closer to the fillet line. Next, I click on the star and I move in here, and I click somewhere in here. I don't want it to touch this outline. I want it far away from the outline, but not far too much. Okay, but close to the fillet line in here, as you can see. And I can click on somewhere in the middle here, and next I want to click somewhere close to this line, as you can see. Okay, close to the fillet line, and I create. Okay, now I have two lines, as you can see. Next, I zoom close here, and I want to start again, and I will start from somewhere in here to here, and I create. Okay, come up here, click on the star, and I will start from here to here. Okay, now I can hide the mesh, and I close this one. And this is the result that we have. Hope you understand. In the between, I wanted to have the fillet in here. I want to have the fillet in here and the fillet in here. So I can use the plane curve. So I select these two. Select the plane curve. Click on the plane curve. Go to the data. Zero out the start size and the end size. I put 1 for the start parameter because I select this one first. From there, I will increase the start size to 1 and I increase the end size to 1. Okay, so now I have a problem. Why I have the problem? Because my curve, this curve over here, just go a little bit up like this. Okay, that's why when I do the G2 continuity, the curve, the plane curve just go up like this. It's not what I want. I just want this curve to up here. Okay, no need too far. So what we will do is I will delete the plane curve and delete this one, delete the spy, and I show the recent group. Okay, let's start again. This time I just want to have let's try G1. Max curve degree is 3, no need too much. Okay, let's see. Okay, the curve still going up a little bit, but let's see if we can generate the plane curve. I'm doing the same. Okay, so now you can say is better. Okay, you can say this plane curve just follow the first curve, but from here we have a nice smooth transition. Now I come over here and doing the same. Control select this line and this line and plane curve. Click on the plane curve and zero out the start size and the end size. And I put 1 for the start parameter. Start size to 1 and the end size to 1. Okay. Let's see if this one working fine. Yeah, I think not too bad. And control select this line and this line, plane curve. Click on the plane curve, zero out the start size and the end size. Put 1 in the start parameter, start size to 1, end size to 1. And G1 in here, G1 in here. Okay. You can change that to make the shape look okay for you. Now we have the curve, and what we need to do is we need to combine all of these curves together. So I go to the Part Workbench and I shift select one of these lines and plane curve, and I go to the union. Okay, now I have one single fusion and I'm ready to revolve. I click on the revolve and okay. And if I show the chat, you see the surface is better than the first case. Let me show the original surface. Okay, simple. Now the next step is I will creating the hole. Let me hide the revolve. The next step is I will create some holes in here. One from here to here. And another one from here to here. Okay. So, but before I do that, I need to reference. So now I'm going to create a new sketch in the top view. Just move this sketch up to something like 20. Let's show the as is. Now I come back to the model tab and show the revolve. And I will reference let's see this line in here. Okay, so I cannot reference this one. Let me hide the mesh and reference again. Now it's just reference the circle and reference this one. Okay, now I have 2 circles. Go to the top view and now I can hide the revolve and show the mesh. From here I am going to create B-spline. Start from here, put 2 points in here and the last point here. And select this point, the center line, hit S for symmetry, doing the same here. Okay, somewhere around here will be fine. And trying to match the outline, but you can say is not perfectly matched up here. So I think I should go out and click on the mesh, go to the transform, and I can transform it, rotate it 0.05, and you can see this line over here. Just rotate it up a little bit. And come back to the sketch as is. Go to the model tab and hide the revolve. Okay, nice. Now I can create an arc from here to here. Select this arc and this circle and hit E for equal. You can set this one to 85. Okay, something like this. And set this one to 73. Now, doing the same up here, we create two lines. And also creating one line from the center, go up here, turn this line into construction, set the angle. I think it will be 36. And I hit S to activate the symmetry constraint. And I set symmetry constraint to these points and this line. Doing the same up here. Let me set the distance between these two. And you can say we have the degree instead of the distance. So I right click to cancel that. I need to set the parallel constraint. So select this one and this one, hit P. Okay. And because these guys are symmetry, so no need to set the parallel in here. Let's try again. And 32, I think. Also, close this using two arcs. So this one and this one, hit E for equal. This one and this one, hit E for equal. Now the sketch is fully constrained and close. I extrude this sketch to 100, symmetric, okay. Click on the extrude, go to the Surface Workbench, modification, array tools, and polar array. Reset point, and I need 5. Now I can just select the revolve and the array later. Go to the plot and cut it. Okay, and this is the cut and this is the mesh. Next, I want to create this detail in here. I have one surface like this. And this surface just curve like this. So how do we generate this? Okay, so let me hide the cut. go to the top view. I'm going to using the tool in the Surface Workbench. So I'm going to the Surface Workbench. Go to the curves on match. And I'm going to click on the star. And we start from here to about here. And right click on it and create. Close this. We don't see it because we are in the shed mode. So go to the ACEs. And you can see this is the line. So I hide the mesh and I show the cut. Now the next step is how can I connect this line to this line. So in order to do that, first I need to convert this line to curves. Points. Okay, and from there I will use the freehand B-spline to connect these points with this line, and then I will have a new curve. So to do that, first I need to go to the curves workbench. In the curves workbench, I click on the spline and I go to discretize to turn that into many points. I click on the discretize and instead of 100 points, I decrease this to 5. And as you can see, I have 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one up here. But we cannot see it because it's somewhere inside here. Let me hide this this line. Okay, now I go to the top view. And I go to control selecting this point, this point, this point, this point, and control selecting this line. And I create freehand B-spline. Okay, I hit Q to confirm that. And as you can see, our freehand B-spline just follow the curve, but now it connects to this line. I hide the discrete tie, and what I will do, I will revolve this freehand B-spline around the Z-axis. Go to the plot, revolve, okay. Now I have this surface. Now the next step is I will show the mesh. You can see next I want to generate these two lines. So in this case, I just create a sketch to make it clean. So we create a new sketch in the top view and also offset this one up to 20. As is. Okay, I will reference this line to have this point. From there, I will create this spline. I'll put 2 points here and the last point here. I select this spline and this point and I hit C. Okay, now I can align this to match the shape. This line over here. Something like this. Now I click on this line and go to the symmetry and I click on this red line. Now I hit S to activate the symmetry constraint and selecting this point, and the center line. This point, and the center line. and make sure you set symmetry constraint to on off these 8 points. Okay, nice. Now you can create in 2 lines to close the sketch. Now I can close. Yeah, I can extrude this sketch in the negative one in the z-axis, and I choose 50. I hide the mesh. I control select the revolve and the extrude, and I go to intersection. Yes, and this is the result of my new surface. But you can see I have the center line. I don't want that. I want to get rid of this line. To do that, I go inside the revolve, click on it and hide it. Go to the transform, and I type in here 90 degree and rotate it 90 degree like this. Okay. Now I can hide the revolve, and we have a much nice surface. Next, I show the mesh. For the mesh, I need to find the information up here. So let me go to the top view, and I go to the Surface Workbench, and I click on this tool, Curves on Match, and click on Star again, and somewhere in the middle, click from here to here, and go to Create. Okay, now I can close this and hide the mesh. Now, in order to connect everything, let me go to the Curves Workbench and control selecting this point, and then this point, and creating freehand display. I hit Q to confirm that, and let's go to this one to see if this one fit enough. And you can see because this mesh is just broken somewhere in here, I don't know exactly, that the mesh will go down. So the mesh is not perfectly symmetry. So I will choose keep it clean using this freehand display. So if you want to add more detail, you can also add in more lines in here. But for me, I want to keep it clean like this. And I will hide the mesh. Okay. And because this one is, we cannot use it. This one is almost a straight line, but this one is not touching this curve up here. So this display, we cannot use it. So I will hide this. Next, I will, using the surface, go to the Surface Workbench, and I go to the filling, and let's go and fill this one to see if surface working fine. Let's show the mesh, and you can see because if I hide the surface, you can see the original one much more flat in this way. So in order to control that, I can also go to the Curves Workbench. I can just select in this line and then this line somewhere in the middle, create freehand display because I want this one to be flat. Okay, now I can double click on the surface, click on the add edge, click on the add edge constraint, and click on this line, click OK. Now I have a little bit more control over the surface, as you can see. Okay, Now the next step is I'm going to move over here and I'm going to show the mesh. Go to the top view. We can go to let's try to create this one. And because you can see this surface also is the same as this one, but it is shorter. Okay, these two are the same. So I'm going to go back. I hide the mesh and I go back to the Revolve 001. Okay. But first I need to let me show the mesh. I need to create two lines. One like this and another one like this. To cut the revolve over here. Okay, and we will have this one. So I'm going to go to the Product Workbench and create a new sketch in the top view and move this up to 20 also. Build as is and reference these two lines. From there, I will create in a line in between. Okay, and I select in this line and this line. I hit D and we set it to 36 degree and I turn this line into construction. Okay, and from there I will create two lines, one line like this and another one like this, and make sure this point and this line you snap it together. You hit C. Doing the same in here. And you hit S to activate the symmetry constraint and selecting this point, and this line. This point, and this line. And I move it over here. We look up here and let's set this one to, let's try 10. Something like this, and we can close the sketch. Okay, nice. Now we can close it, and I will extrude this one down. In the -1 in the z-axis and 50. Now I can control selecting the Revolve 001 and the extrude later, and I go to intersection. Yes. Now if I hide the mesh, and you can see I have another surface in here. I show the mesh, and up here I need to recreate this surface up here. So go to the top view, and I'm going to use the tool in the Surface Workbench. And I click on the curse on match. Click on the star. And I will start from somewhere in the middle. Choose somewhere in the middle here. And create. And I hide the mesh. This is the curve that we want. But you can see this curve is lower than the geometry up here. Why? Because if I show the mesh, you can see this curve need to have a nice smooth transition up here. So I need to turn this curve into poise. So click on this curve and go to the curve workbench and again turn that into poise using the discrete edge. Click on the discrete and change this one to 3 and maybe 4. And you know, I don't want to use the endpoint. or up here, I just want to use, let me hide this one. I just want to use the first 3 points, okay? And I skip the last point and I choose this line in here in the middle, and I create freehand display. And now I can connect this line to these 3 points, and then I can go up to the top view and I move it to the center. I click to confirm that. I can double click on the freehand display and zoom close here and make it matching this point out here. Okay, to confirm that. From there, you can see it's a nice transition up here. And we can select in the freehand display and I go to the Surface Workbench and Revolve it. And okay. And let me hide the discrete tie and yeah. The next step is doing the same up here. I want to cut it, but before I do that, I need to rotate the Revolve to avoid this line. Transform it and move it somewhere else. And I show the mesh. Sorry, I should create a new sketch in the top and move this one up to 20. And I will reference these 2 lines. And I show the mesh. From there, I can do in the same. I can create a line in the middle. Set the angle to 36. And change this one to construction. From there, I will create in 2 lines. Select this line and this point, hit C. This line and this point, hit C. Hit S to activate the symmetry constraint and set the symmetry constraint. View the section to see it easier. Now I can set the angle. Something like 10. And I can close the sketch. I close this. I extrude this sketch up. Sorry, this sketch down to 50. And I hide the mesh. Control selecting these 2. Go to the intersection. Okay. Now I can reach in between. I go to the Surface Workbench. Control selecting this point and this point. And I create in a freehand display. Hit Q to confirm that. Doing the same in here. Now I can use the surface to fuse that. Go to the Surface Workbench, go to the Filling tool, and select edges in sequence. So you can see the Surface Workbench cannot handle this complex geometry. So I need to try golden surface. So go back to the Curves Workbench, select this line and turn that into a joy curve. Select this line and doing the same, turn that into a joy curve. This line over here, joy curve. This line no need because it's a separate line. I shift select these 3 joy curve and control select this line over here and I create a golden surface. Okay, doing the same in here. Select this line, turn that into a joy curve. This line, joy curve. This line and joy curve. Shift select these three, Control select in the last one in the viewport and create golden surface. Now what I will do is I will Control select these all of these faces inside. Okay, if I hit the spacebar, as you can see, this is what we need to select. And I go to the product bench and go to the union. Yes. I click on the new fusion and I go to this workbench. I go to the modification, array tools, and polar rate. Reset point and set this one to 5. Okay, now I control selecting the cut and the rate, and I go to the product bench and I can union them again and just wait. So it will join all of these surfaces together. And I hit Shift B and to select everything. And I hit spacebar to hide everything. I just want to show the fusion. And I can also view, set it to 0.01. Okay, and this is the original. This is the original, and this is the shape that we want. So you get an idea of this is okay. So this is an example of how to use the curves on mesh. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.